welcome to the Wolfchase Toyota Insider, the Memphis Tiger Network. I'm Jeff Brightwood alongside Brooks Monaghan. And Coach, it's been a little bit now. You've gone through the Thanksgiving break, so time to digest the season and the historical run for your program to the Sweet 16 this year. Have you had a chance maybe to sit back a little bit now? The last time I know you talked to the media, everything was kind of fresh. We had talked at the coaches show last week. Have you had a chance to sit back and maybe talk to any players since then?
Yeah, I mean, every day is getting a little bit better. It's as I told you, at the end of the season, as a coach, you kind of go through this hangover, and we have started our individual meetings, so we get to reflect on the season that the kids have. So it's starting to set in, still playing that penalty kick shootout in my head, but every day gets a little bit, it gets a little bit better every day, and it is starting to kick in, or set in, as I should say, that just what a special season it was.
How much fun was it, especially the run? Because we talked about it before you went over for the Fayetteville for the second round in the Sweet 16, that sometimes it's the teams you don't expect that will come out of nowhere and make the biggest runs, because you've had top 10, top 15 type programs. I'm sure in those seasons there's an inherent pressure once you get to the conference tournament and get into the NCAA, where this year you're kind of playing with house money. You come as a 3 seed, you win the championship. It's just got to be a blast watching that run develop.
Yeah, it's always easier being the underdog for sure, and went through some adversity this year. Wasn't our best regular season. Obviously, we played a tough schedule, but and I told you, if you would ask me a little over a month ago if we would have, been in the spot that we are now or gotten to where we've gotten, I would have said no way, and but there came a point in the season where the kids just kind of put their heads down and kind of just playing with a little bit more freedom. We adjusted a few things, had some players step up in leadership roles, and it changed, and just couldn't be prouder of what we were able to accomplish. And yeah, I mean, going back to what you talked, or what I was saying about the underdog thing as well, I mean, because of the season we had, we were the underdog against Central Florida.
Yeah.
I'd say it was kind of a wash in the final against SMU, but then once we got to the tournament, we were the underdog, and I think the kids did a good job of taking advantage of that.
You had talked about personnel change you made. You got Lily Huber in there. You got
Yep.
her more minutes. That made a big difference. I thought as well, Claire Wyville started a little bit late as far as getting between the pipes this year. Started out well, and then a couple of goals, but I think she was really strong near the end throughout the conference tournament, and then you're running in tournament.
Yeah, no, going back to what you were saying with Lily, I mean, that was a pivotal point. We always knew Lily had some gifts, but just didn't quite get that chance on the field. And when we did, I think, once Lily was inserted, we were 8-1-1, but with Claire, right, rough start, didn't pass some fitness test, and so she wasn't an option for us the first 5 or 6 games. But yeah, I mean, Claire, once she got on the field, she brought that experience, even though, she didn't have a lot of experience of playing games. She'd been with us for 3 years, and it showed down the stretch, and, she came up big time. And just with her story, I couldn't be prouder, because, some kids, when they're having to be a backup for 3 years, they're going to throw in the towel and quit. And then with the beginning of this season, the adversity she went through with the fitness test, and, actually had a meeting with her today, individual meeting, and that was my number one message to her, is just how proud I was of her for not giving up. And, I felt like she was, there's no doubt there's no way we would have got to where we did without her. And, just glad that she was rewarded for her, good attitude and whatnot.
There's always, when you finish a season as a group of seniors that will leave, and we always talk about, you can talk about your all-conference players, your stars, your scorers, the people that play defense and keep the ball in the net. One player, because you mentioned her yesterday on a media call that you had that I was on, and it's someone that I've always been aware of and noticed, and I think people that are around the program notice. And it's not just getting into the old cliche of, golly gee, they mean a lot. This person really does, because they don't get a lot of minutes. But if you're around that program, you have noticed this person, her influence on this program, and what she's done to keep the culture of your program and maybe lead from the side, lead from the bench. Someone, I don't know if she ever wants to be a coach, but I think would be outstanding is Maddie Stokes. She's always right next to you and Johnny and the coaching staff. She's the loudest on the bench. She's always there, it seems, to offer the words of encouragement. And you said on the media call, she's the one that does everything in the background to keep everyone together.
Yeah, no, I mean, and I have to talk about Allie Rathbun with Maddie, because it's two girls that were fifth-year seniors that didn't get on the field a ton during their career, and I've always said it takes more than 11 players to win championships, and it's not all about just having a group of talented players. There's so much more that goes on behind the scenes, and Maddie was instrumental in the success that we had this year, and just kind of being that team captain off the field. And like you said, I mean, sorting out the get-togethers and all those things, Jeff, is just part of the recipe of success. And so, yeah, I mean, another kid that or two kids, both her and Allie, if they weren't a part of this team, I don't think we would have gone as far as we did this year.
Well, you wrap up your player meetings, you put this year behind. I'm sure you're already starting to look forward. You're probably on the dry erase board, figuring out who's going to be where with the players coming in. What does the spring hold for you as far as back to training and maybe some spring games?
Yeah, no, I mean, obviously, missing the season, because when you have a good year, you don't want it to end, but looking forward to a little downtime, getting away from it. But you change gears pretty quickly to start thinking about the future, and obviously our recruiting for next year is done, and you obviously, I don't try to get ahead of myself. Like when a freshman comes in and plays, that's a bonus for me. What we try to do is put together a really good team in the spring, and then any freshman or newcomer that comes in is a bonus. And I think we have those pieces, and there's probably a few players that you guys didn't see a lot on the field this year that will become significant players for us in the future. And also, we've got a few players that played in some positions that we're looking to try different things. But looking, like I said, need that break, but looking forward to getting back on the field with these girls sooner than later this spring.
Final thing, and I know things are always working behind the scenes, and I know the administration is hustling for you guys, but with you and Richard, you get the dual NCAA's postseason tournaments this year. You can go on the website and see the plans for the new stadium. Of course, anyone that wants to help out the soccer programs, there's track and field that uses that same facility. It doesn't matter if you're a small donor or a big corporate donor, which would be great, but anyone interested, because you guys now, there's a lot of the spotlight on the soccer program.
Yeah, and I mean, these kids have earned that, in my eyes, and it's been great moving back to campus. I think we've only lost 2 games, or maybe 2 games.
One in a pair of draws. Or
yeah,
something like that.
in 4 years or whatever, and so it's been good moving back to campus, and we've made some enhancements and all of those things that I'm very happy about, but we need to continue to improve those facilities to be able to keep up with the Joneses at the end of the day, because the world has changed. It's not about me necessarily being able to sell championships. Kids want nice facilities, and we're moving in that right direction, but still have some ways to go. So if anybody's out there and wants to give, the girls, they've earned that for sure.
Absolutely. Coach, as always, it's a pleasure working with you. Congratulations, another great season.
Yep, thanks, man.
That is Brooks Monaghan. I'm Jeff Brightwell for the Wolfchase Toyota Insider on the Memphis Tiger Network.